On-campus activists at George Mason University in Virginia, a public university, have long been questioning the influence that private conservative donors have on their school, and recently released documents seem to confirm their fears that the Koch Foundation, which has donated tens of millions of dollars to GMU, had some sway over the hiring of professors. They want more transparency around donations, and they are suing over it. Joining us to explore what big money means for higher education is Miranda Spivack. She's an independent journalist who writes about private donations to public universities for Newsday. Miranda, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Miranda, the Koch Foundation has donated to many colleges and universities, more than 300 by one count, including many in our region: George Washington, American, Georgetown, University of Maryland. I could go on. Why, over the years, have the donations to George Mason attracted particular attention?
Well, as I understand it from Janine and her colleagues who are part of this lawsuit, they just wanted to know if there were any strings attached to not only Koch donations, although those are the biggest to George Mason, more than $100 million, but, any kind of private donations that might have some requirements for the university to meet. My exploration of this issue has shown me that this is really an issue about a public university, which is publicly funded by taxpayers and by student tuition, but has used a private foundation to mask some of its operations, and says that the private foundation's operations for the public university are not open to disclosure. The university was not transparent about the donor agreements, whether it was the renaming of the law school or whatever the agreements are with the economics hiring. And I think it's, the transparency issue is what I think is sort of at stake here. Why not just be open about it, and instead of saying you're a private entity, this foundation that collects the money, and we're going to hide behind the Virginia FOIA, Freedom of Information Law.